welcome to Happy Together, Collaborators Collaborating, Happily with Collaborators Collaborating. I'm the host today, Heidi Willoughby, and today we'll be discussing the work of Ahmed Ungrit, which has been on show at the Chisholm Hill until just last week, I believe. But I'm not going to do it on my own. I've got three fantastic guests on the show to help me discuss the work today, so let's get to know them a little bit first. On the end here we have Mark Bosner. He's a 45-year-old climber from Germany. Next we have Scarlett Jewis, who's a writer. And finally, she goes by one name and one name only. It's massive pop superstar, Alice. So, before we start talking about the work, I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit better, as I'm sure the audience would as well. Mark, I heard you recently climbed Kilimanjaro, is that right?
Yeah, I just come back from Tanzania, where I broke the world record climbing the Kilimanjaro in 5 hours, 23 minutes and 10 seconds.
That is an amazing achievement. And Alice, you're a huge pop star across Europe. Tell us about your new album.
Well, my new album is right here, you guys. You can purchase it on iTunes. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. There you go. So it's sold about 1 million copies in China already. But it's out in London, it's out in Europe, so you can go grab a copy. Actually, in fact, I think you've got 2 spare tickets. Someone left it over there.
Yeah, we'll come to that, because I was just going to say, you're touring soon, aren't you?
I know already. Yes, I'm touring. Actually, in fact, I've got rehearsals straight after the show, so I'm so busy. It's so great there's no signal in this building, because my phone's just going off all the time.
Nice. And as Abby said, at the end of the show, we'll be giving one lucky viewer 2 free tickets to her headline show at the O2 Arena. It's an amazing opportunity there for a fan. And finally, now Scarlett, I introduced you as a writer, but I heard through the grapevine that you're also a part-time clown. Can you tell us a little bit about your act?
Yes, I do something I do one thing. Something I like to talk about.
Okay, maybe that's a good time to start talking about the work, I think. So, Ahmed Ungrit's latest work, Happy Together, Collaborators Collaborating, was staged at the Chisholm Hill, and it looks quite a lot like this, a little bit slicker, a little bit more polished, but he brought 10 of his previous collaborators from across his career to come and talk about their experience in collaborating with him. So my first question to my guests about the work, what is the nature of it?
I think the nature of the work is a retrospective, a new form of retrospective through the memories of his previous collaborators.
Well, I think, it's a retrospective, perhaps it is, but I think it's mostly about collaboration, having fun. It's like a new kind of format where you bring everyone together to just assess what you've achieved.
I disagree in saying it's retrospective. I think it's more just a new work entirely.
Okay, so 3 really different points of view there. Mark, I want to come to you first. Could you elaborate a little on the idea of it as a retrospective?
Yeah, I think it's a retrospective because Ahmed succeeded to bring together 10 of his previous collaborators to revisit almost a decade of his work. So through the voice of his collaborator, we can understand the nature of his work. So it's a new form of retrospective. It's innovative.
And it's definitely also worth mentioning, Ahmed Ungrit also has a retrospective of physical works running alongside this show, which is at the Van Abel Museum in the Netherlands. And I sort of feel like that's a really commercial gallery, whereas the Chisholm Hill adapts to this kind of experimental format. So they're doing the same thing, just in different ways that adapt to the different sites. So a strong case for retrospective, but Scarlett, you said you really disagreed with that idea.
Yeah, I think he constructs a space in order to make this new work. I don't think he necessarily gives enough information. I think if the viewer is given enough information to envisage the work. It's almost like a transformed space where the previous ideas are taken into a different space.
I think we can say the exhibition has 2 functions. The first is a tribute to the collaboration, and the second, as I said, it's a kind of retrospective and informative discussion.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned about collaboration. That was something that Eddie's talked about. Not only that, but Scarlett's talking about the loss of those original works in favour of something else. So talk to us a little bit about the collaborative aspect.
Well, I think that's the most important aspect. I mean, it's quite clear from the interview that he's already got 10 collaborators on stage. He's off stage, he's part of the audiences, they're in the centre of the stage, which means they're the most important parts of this performance. So I think it's to do with showing this sort of like relationship, the technical relationship between the artist and the collaborators. Also, I think it's really important to mention that they are normal people. They are people he's worked before with artists, but they're ordinary people that he's worked with. So, that's very important. He has that. Also, I think, I'm an artist myself, and I work with a big team, so I know how important it is to listen to people so that the foundation of your work shifts and changes. It's important to have people that are natural and that are honest with you. And I think this is what they presented, people that are natural. I don't think it was planned. I think people just spoke from their hearts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just before the show, actually, I conducted an interview with the events and exhibitions creator of the Chisholm Hill, Katie Guggenheim, and certainly what she had to say agreed with that she worked really closely with the artists and the collaborators and felt that the focus was on their relationship and the personalities of the collaborators as well, and allowing them to shine. But it's interesting that you're talking about how you've got all these people helping you, and yet who's the person on your album cover? It's you. And that's something with any collaborative piece of work, it's quite controversial about who can claim ownership and authorship of the final piece. So it's a really big question to tackle, but in the context of Ahmed's work, who do you think the works belong to?
I think the work belongs to the audience. There's no work till the audience is not listening to the discussion and take part of the discussion. Ahmed is directing all the discussion, but he's not involved, he's absent. The only presence we have is the painted portrait print on the wall. He's not doing the performance, so that's a strange effect. So I think that this work belongs to the collaborators and the audience.
I mean, the audience is an interesting point. It's something that in the depth of the author the writer Roland Barthes talked about quite a lot, as saying we each interpret the same work differently, and so in the end it's the reader or the audience in the case of this kind of artwork who can take ownership of it through their own interpretation. Any other thoughts?
The collaborators said themselves that they didn't feel that they owned the work. So, I probably know him owning the work. He conceived the ideas. And if they're not part of it, they're just being directed to them. They don't own it.
Well, I think it's interesting because there's a reason why he is off stage, and for once he is giving collaborators to allowing them to speak. So I think without the collaborators in this piece, there will be no piece. So I think it's both the artist and the collaborators piece, because without the collaborators, there's no art. Without the artist, it's just they go hand in hand. So.
The question is, what is the nature of the collaboration? Because he employs ordinary people like the stuntman to realize a performance, or someone to do cocktail while he's doing an exhibition. So, what's the nature of the collaboration? That's the question. I don't know how to answer to this. Is it a creative collaboration or just an employment? That's the question.
Well, I think it's simple. I think so far he's done, collaborations with people where he hasn't shown the collaborators, and I think this is a chance where he does that. Yeah. And he shows the respect, I think.
Yeah.
These are all really, really interesting points. I've got a little voice in my ear saying that we've got to keep it moving along for the sake of live television. So I really want to ask you guys about the performativity that seems evident in this piece. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
I think it's clear that this piece is a performance. The collaborators just met the day before, so they don't know each other. There's no preparation to the discussion. The editing of the discussion is really artisanal and fabricated, and it does introduce humor into the piece. And also we can see that the attitude of the invited are a little bit overplayed. So that may be scenes of play directed by Ahmed.
I'd agree it's a performance. I mean, there's that really strange punch moment, which was contrived.
Yeah, we're talking about a moment where, strangely, the stuntman punches, or fake punches, the host right in the face. It's a really bizarre interruption of this chat show that we didn't really expect. Obviously, that had to be rehearsed because she was pretty prepared for that.
I think that was the only thing that was
Yeah.
so you felt that it's strange not doing this.
Yeah, it's almost as though he was sort of still employed. That was another thing that Katie Guggenheim talked about, was his sort of discomfort with being somewhere and not doing his job while he was part of it.
Yeah, I think it is a performance. I think it's an improvised performance. It is quite theatrical because it's exaggerated. But I think there's kind of two sort of performances. There's one within the live audiences that are being engaged, so it's very theatrical because they are there. And there's a second performance where we sit as the viewers in the gallery and we absorb all this, but there's this wall where we know it's a video, so we are allowed to elaborate and discuss it in our own reality, in our own space. And I also think it's an educational thing because it is in Chisenhell and we are artists. We are exposed to that, so yeah.
I mean, it's also worth mentioning that as viewers after the live show, the TV studio inside the Chisenhell has been left behind, so there's a sort of Brechtian format that comes where you're sitting inside, and that kind of both brings you close to the work and gives you some kind of critical distance from it that makes you question more deeply the nature of the collaboration itself and less of a surface reading of the work, I think.
Sort of divides the sense of time where he's sort of discussing the old works, and this discussion is kind of a new one, so sort of taking the work outside the normal conventional time.
And it might be fair to say that our discussion is another stage of this work, as we bring elements of it out and talk about it and transform it again. Again, great discussion, but I've got to ask you guys, one of the things we've talked about a little already was the presence or absence of the artist. At the live event, Ahmed was in the audience. He's not here today, so no holds barred. What do you think of him as an artist, collaborator? Yeah, throw it out there.
I think Ahmed is really intriguing. He's always directing, but he's never here. So it creates a sort of meet of the artist, and it questions also the position of the artist into the society. And it's a little bit like art as a virus that goes into the society to spread all these fingers.
I like that he sort of takes advantage of people's sort of established authority, sort of uses that as a way to move forward more quickly or say what he's trying to say more quickly without having to
I mean, it's also people that he chooses, says something about work. There's an exchange of labour that's present in a lot of his works that has a sort of political undertone to it, as well as, a significance in the reading, for example, having a real fireman handing out copies of Fahrenheit 451. It's him doing it.
sort of symbolism attached there as well. It's already established with environment.
What about you? We're going to see in Annie's a Ahmed or good collaboration song anytime soon, like Fino Blender?
I love that. I think Ahmed is definitely who you are. He does according to society, so as politics shift and so through the rules, I think he does too. So he's always on top, and I think that is what contemporary art does at the moment. And he doesn't use people, I think he just, he collaborates with the people. I think he just proposed the question, what is art? Art is anything, art is everywhere, and I love that about it.
I think what we're going to do now is we're going to open up to our lovely studio audience if they have any questions for us about the work or in fact ourselves.
I look like a bottle of Lego now.